Hi, my name is Glenn Llopis, Executive Director for the Center of Innovation and Humanity. On January 23rd, 2010, the Center will be co-hosting with Chapman University the first annual Innovation and Humanity Summit. Today, we're delighted to have the opportunity to speak with 4 student leaders, associates that have served on the committee to make the summit a reality for you and other participants from all over the world. And we're going to speak with Jason DeLos Reyes today, one of our student leaders. And we've asked all the student leaders to identify topics that are of concern to them, topics that are really propelling the ways that companies must think, act, and innovate. And our first topic today is going to be social responsibility. And Jason, thanks for joining me today. I know that social responsibility means a lot to you, and you really shed light on what its relevancy is for students and even professionals in transition, young professionals in transition, in making career choices. Talk a little bit about that with us.
Well, I feel like, especially today, companies are forced to act socially responsible as opposed to 10, 20 years ago when social responsibility was more of something that companies did for PR to get a good name. But in today's day and age, I feel like social responsibility is something that they have to do. And I think that they recognize that Generation Yers, like including myself and younger employees in the workplace, really place a premium on social responsibility in terms of their choices in going to firms and picking which one they feel that they.
No, and I know where you're going. I mean, I know that the younger generation, it's interesting because you guys are pretty much born socially responsible.
Yes.
And we've seen companies out there, and you have too, obviously. Companies like Starbucks or companies that are trying to really show a face of social responsibility. But as I've learned about your generation, you go deeper than just wanting to see a company that shows the face of social responsibility. What's important to you is that a company actually acts socially responsible, not just in its values inside of the workplace, but also outside of the workplace and how it affects its community and the longer term of helping propel prosperity. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like the way the company portrays itself in the community is actually really important to me. The number of, community outreach events that employers provide to their employees is something that I would be interested in.
Sure.
So, looking at a company in terms of if I would like to work for them, looking at how social responsible they are in terms of their community outreach efforts is something that I personally place a premium on. So.
Now, when did you learn about this term socially responsible? Is that something that you learned in the classroom? Is it something that you read about? Why are you passionate about it?
It's something that's been brought up in the classroom multiple times. When we start taking our business classes as a sophomore or junior in college, we start getting exposed to these terms like social responsibility, and it's something that has popped up during my senior seminar class for business, and it's an issue that we've talked about as graduating seniors, and it's definitely an issue from the field of my classmates during those discussions. That's something that's important to us as students that are going to be entering the workplace. And I think that's something that's interesting because it's new, it's fresh, and it's definitely something that we care about.
Is there a particular company that you admire for their social responsibility actions?
Well, I'm going to be working for PricewaterhouseCoopers when I graduate. Mm-hmm. And I know when I interned there this past summer, one of their biggest selling points to us as interns was to make sure that we as interns got a good feel as to how socially responsible PwC is in their efforts in the community. For example, as interns for PwC, we spent a day going to the Second Harvest Food Bank in Irvine and helping package food for homeless people in Orange County. Mm-hmm. We spent about 4 to 5 hours as part of our community service day for PricewaterhouseCoopers, and to me, that experience was very, very, very enriching for me to be a part of, just to be a part of a group of people that generally cared about serving the community, and being able to work alongside my colleagues in doing that for 45 hours, and really enjoying that experience. So that was something that really was a great experience for me, and I look back on as something that was probably my most enriching experience during the internship. So.
Very good. Well, Jason, we thank you so much for bringing this topic up, because I can see that it is very meaningful to you and that you are passionate about it. And I think that you're speaking on behalf of hundreds of thousands and millions of Generation Yers that think the same way. And I think it's because that you're so passionate about it that your generation will continue to influence innovation and its role in propelling global prosperity and making the world a better place. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you to you. We'll have our next guest for you to enjoy and to learn from. But one takeaway, these students are a part of this summit because it means something to them. It wasn't just because it was a special project. They selected this summit as a project because it was something that they felt that they could associate with, that brought topics up that were of relevancy to them and wanted to learn more about. So thank you again, Jason.
Thank you.
And thank you to you. And we will see you on January 23rd, 2010 at the first annual Innovation and Humanity Summit at Chapman University.